And the week after that, we got Jason Peters. They're going to be in studio. So I want you guys to keep supporting the show and just know that I appreciate you because I take nothing for granted. But tonight is what we have. And I got a guest tonight. Man, I love people that are humble. That just does something for me because I think the world is a better place with humble people. And tonight I got a guest that's very humble but very honest about his personal situations and what he's currently doing. And we're going to learn all about it because I'm going to ask some questions, and he said he ain't afraid to answer them. So we're gonna get started. Javon Woods, welcome to the show, man.
Welcome. Thank you.
Well, look here, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
So the fact that you fitted us in, I'm very excited about that. I just want to know, I want the audience to know more about who you are, and we'll work our way up to what you're doing.
Right on.
That's fair enough?
That's fair enough.
Okay. Man, where are you from?
I am from Lincoln, Nebraska.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me guess.
Yeah.
Lincoln High?
Lincoln High.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all something. Yeah. Lincoln High, man. I have had so many guests from Lincoln High, man. I'm very, very, I'm very proud of that school. Even though I'm a native Texan, I've met a lot of people that came through Lincoln High, man, and they've all done very well and are very good people, man. So growing up in Lincoln, going to Lincoln High, what was that like for you, man?
Oh, man. In all honesty, man, you know, I hated school, man. So,
see, I told y'all you were going to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't really care for school, and I wasn't there very often.
Gotcha.
And we lived right across the street.
So wait a minute, hold up, man. You say you live across the street?
Right across the street.
And you couldn't quite make it?
Couldn't quite make it.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah.
What was the deal, man, with you in school, man? What?
I just didn't care for the social setting, man. I was, naturally introverted, man. And so the school setting, I never cared for school.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just was something that, I was glad to graduate. Get out of there, man. But yeah, it was I enjoyed the time there in Lincoln High. Lincoln High was great, man. But just didn't really care for it.
But let me ask you this. Let's back up a little bit. Were you always like this about school, even in elementary school?
Even in elementary. Yeah.
Really? What elementary school did you go to?
Went to Park School.
Park.
Yeah,
okay.
Park School in Everett Elementary. Everett Junior High was junior high at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. And we lived right across the street from Park School too, right on 8th and F. So,
you're in a stone's throw of the school, and you just couldn't quite hardly make it.
Couldn't quite make
it. I'm not laughing because I know the importance of education, but I'm laughing because I have the ability to know what you're doing now. But we'll get to that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, school might not be for everybody. Right. But I know the importance of school,
Absolutely.
And I know the importance that our society puts on education.
Education, for sure.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. If you didn't like school, is it safe to assume that sports wasn't something?
No, that's what kept me going. I love sports. I played basketball and football and ran track.
Oh, okay.
And so that kept me going to school.
that allowed you
couldn't do one without the other.
Yeah, that allowed you to make it to school a few times. Man, that's amazing, man. So you liked the sports, but the only way you could really participate was by
taking care of the school. You had to take it to the classroom. Two and two go together.
Right. Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. Even though you didn't like school, when you did go, were you a pretty good student?
I was decent. I could have been a lot better student. I was decent at the time. I didn't put forth enough effort.
Gotcha.
But I was decent enough to get by and graduate.
So you did enough to get to the goal you wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be honest with you. School for me was kind of important because of my parents.
Yeah.
My parents were both school teachers with master's degrees. So it was kind of like tied to everything that I wanted to do as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I make that really publicly known that I did well in school because there was a reward.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like I was a bookworm or I was just crazy about school, but it was kind of like as long as your grades were good, I was able to go out and play with my little buddies.
Yeah.
Or as long as my grades were good, if I wanted this new pair of sneakers or this certain outfit, and then it just went on and on.
The
High
reward.
school, you want a car,
Yeah.
Bring me some good grades.
Yeah.
So it was all, and then it got tied to athletics, like you said. I can relate to that part because I know in high school I wanted a car really bad, and the only way I knew how to get it was to play football.
Yeah.
And so I can relate to that. School sometimes, and I think the argument that a lot of people make, and whether it's legitimate or not, I'm not here to debate that, but a lot of people look at school as I'm never going to use this stuff when I'm done.
Right.
I mean, that's all the way to the top. I mean, I don't know how true that is in everybody's case. I'm sure it's true in some cases, but then I'm sure that in some other cases it's very important because if your career is tied to what you need to learn in school,
right.
I mean, for example, you're a doctor.
Right.
I'd kind of like for you to know a little bit about what you're talking about.
Some of the basics, right? Yeah.
Let's cover these basics.
Yeah.
Now, Javon, we've established the fact that school wasn't your favorite.
Right.
And but you did get through. And what happened after high school?
After high school, I went and played junior college, a small junior college, but didn't really take care of the academics there. And end up after
what junior college you go to?
SEC in Beatrice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went there and played what sport?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah. Although my coaches and everybody told me, you picked the wrong sport. Should have played football. He was a better football player.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But no, went there and messed around there, just still a little immature, man, and didn't take care of the work. I just wanted to play. I didn't take care of my academics, and you get there and you end up working your way out of school fairly quick.
Yeah, well, that's one thing about the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't handle your business, I think they got a saying. You ain't got to go home. You just got to get away from here.
Yeah, you got to get enough out of here. So.
And head up.
Yeah.
So you was at, how long did you make it?
I was in and out of junior college for 2.5, 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And then end up going to, my brother played at Peru State, and I had a little eligibility left when I was about 28. So I went to Peru State and played at Peru State when I was about 28 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. I was in terrible shape.
Well, I'm just saying, they probably were looking at you like an old man.
I was man. That's
So you went and finished up at Peru. Is that where you went to Peru and finished up?
Yeah.
Now, what was next for you?
Next, man, I was in the workforce, man. I ended up worked at UPS for like 6 years, man. 2010 to 2018, became a personal trainer. Me and my partner had a small gym. So right here in Lincoln, we've kind of focused on small group training and individual.
Okay.
And so we did that, had the gym open from 2010 to 2018. And that was great, man, because it never felt like work. You get to work with people, and you get to see actual people. You see people growing and changing and becoming more disciplined and dedicating themselves to something, to goal. And, and I loved it,
Okay. So you did that for about 8 years, basically?
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of curious to know, why did you stop doing that?
So my partner and I, she was my lady at the time. We ended up splitting up. And so that kind of split things. It split the business up too.
Oh, gotcha.
So it just kind of ran its course. But I'm still completely grateful for that whole chapter. That was amazing. Grew a lot as individuals and changed a lot of people's lives along the way they came in. Trusted the process.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So.
Now, when you walked away from that, what was next?
After that, I ended up working at Lincoln High for a year. I was back in school.
What? The place that you hated?
Yeah, I ended up back there, man, and ended up back there just for a year. I realized early on that this wasn't the space for me.
What was you doing at
It
Lincoln
was a
High?
campus supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, that just wasn't it. Things had changed a lot at that. I
Yes.
went there was 20, 25 years ago back into school, and it's just
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
whole new ball game. So yeah, I was out of there, man, after a year.
Well, the one thing that I will say to your defense,
Hmm.
when you say it changed, I go into schools and I understand.
Yeah.
It's I would say it this way: at the age that you're in high school, I won't say 16 to 18. 16 to 18-year-olds are a lot more advanced now than
Yeah.
they were, 20 something years
Oh
ago.
yeah.
And they're not real shy about letting you know that,
Right. Right.
and I I find it kind of amazing, but I guess every change is a part of this deal called life. So
Yeah.
I try to be open minded,
Hmm.
even though some of the things that I think would still benefit everybody,
Right.
but that's the challenge.
That's the challenge, man. 'Cause there are some fundamental things that that are just going to which should always be in place.
Right.
Respect is one of them. You know what I mean? And
Correct.
if
Correct. It's a big one.
right, and if that's out the door, it's hard to, it's hard to work, but it's just hard to be in spaces like that and dedicate your time and energy to places like that if you're not being respected.
Let me ask you this.
Right.
On that respect thing,
Hmm.
as important as we both know or we feel that it is very needed,
Hmm.
where do you think the disconnect comes from? In just your opinion, with the disrespect with the youth.
With the youth. Well, I know well enough that it starts at home. So I know that. I know that it starts at home, and it starts way before they got to school.
Right.
Years before they stepped foot in any school, it started then. And so, just the way they're raised, and respect, uh, particularly with the youth in that school, it was just a different game, man. When you start to bring in like a social media and cell phones at school, because there's such a disconnect from being present at school to having the cell phone. The cell phone caused most of the problems at school.
I'm not as tech savvy as a lot of people, but one thing I will say is that I know that technology is important. I'm not trying to discredit that, but I think sometimes it's very distracting.
Yeah.
For everybody, not just the youth. I mean, like me personally, I'm not talented enough to text and drive.
Right.
But I see a lot of people that appear to be.
Right.
I mean, and I drive with that in mind.
Right.
I drive very defensive because I'm not sure if they're paying attention or not, and I don't want to find out the hard way.
Right.
So I get that. But I was just thinking, like, the one thing that I seem to be lacking on understanding when it comes to like the high schools is the lack of consequences for your action. Is that something that
absolutely. Yeah.
You've seen that as well?
I've seen that for sure, because it's a particular with public schools, and the way public schools is funded, in the way it's it's the consequences, like the numbers have to look a particular way each year as far as people being expelled and everything like that, and so no one wants to. If you can avoid expelling, if you can avoid maximum consequences, and it makes it on paper, it makes everything look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think that works in the long run.
I think it comes back to haunt them.
Yeah.
Because my personal opinion, if you don't have consequences for your actions, all the way from say 1st through 12th,
right?
If the consequences have been minimized,
right?
Once you turn 18, those consequences they become eligible for more severe consequences.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the one thing that I've noticed. And with me going into prisons and treatment centers, speaking, I run into a lot of those, individuals that maybe have a brief conversation with after my presentation, and
Mhm.
they can relate to what I'm saying when I was like, no consequences can lead you to certain places,
Right.
and a lot of them pretty much just own up to it, man. Yeah, I didn't listen to school. Yeah, man, they couldn't tell me nothing,
Right.
and I ended up doing time,
Yeah.
or I ended up on drugs, or in a treatment center.
Right.
So I'm not blaming it all on that, but I just think that discipline and having the ability to be accountable,
Right.
I think that plays long after school's out of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just think that's important. Now, accountability is a
Mhm.
big thing for me, and
Yeah.
and that was one of the things I noticed that was kind of lacking too in the schools.
Yeah.
So I can see why you
It
didn't.
just wasn't for me. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I gave it a try, and it just wasn't for me.
well, well, after you got done with that 1 year, what was next for you?
For next, man, I started to dig into my art, man, and start to really pour myself into the artwork, man.
Let me ask you this, because
Yeah.
I know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because
Yeah.
that's where I want to go next.
Yeah.
Is that just a natural given ability for you? Because you say you didn't like school,
Right.
so I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but you didn't go to art school.
No, I didn't go to art school. No, no. I've always been able to draw ever since I can remember, ever since I was a kid,
Okay.
and so I would be, drawn on the walls, crayons on the walls, everything, and just they couldn't stop me. It was just the walls looked like a canvas, and so I'm just creating, and then like I tell this story all the time, like I would write my name, and who did this, and then like I didn't do it. It was like your name's on there, like how she did it. But no, I've always been, and it was always something I always loved doing. I had a group of buddies in elementary to junior high, and we all liked to draw. We would draw comic book covers. We would draw, we'd hang out and just draw, So I've always loved it.
So that was just kind of your thing,
It was my thing. Yeah.
and you basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know, but
Mhm.
you pretty much made a business out of that, haven't you?
Yeah, I got an opportunity to. So I started painting. So I could always draw, and I started to paint. Probably about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and I got an opportunity. Things aligned really well. I started painting, doing a few paintings, sharing some stuff on social media, and a friend of mine had a gallery a studio downtown, Parish Studios, and invited me to do a First Friday down there. This was the first time I've ever showed, space like that. And
Uh-huh.
so from there, I got an interview with 1011. And so things really aligned the timing, but it made sense to me because, I'm a firm believer of anytime we go back to our childhood gifts, things that we loved to do as children when we weren't getting paid, it didn't mean anything. We just did it because it was fun. If we can find those things and reconnect with that. And so I reconnected with that, and the things start to align for me.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. And so from there, it just kind of started to grow. And I'm always, will always remain grateful for people that connect with the art, because there's a ton of artwork out there. There's a ton of people express themselves through the arts. And for people to want to either invest in the art, original pieces or prints or whatever it is, any way that they choose to support it, I'm always grateful for that, because they don't have.
Well, my buddy is like a little brother to me. His name is David Williams.
Yeah.
He showed me a picture when I stopped by his house today, and
Yeah.
he showed me a picture that you drew, man.
Yeah.
And you basically drew that off of a photograph.
Off a photograph. He showed me that piece, and he says, "Man, I remember this piece when I was younger. It was at it was either his parents at a jazz club, I think.
Yeah, his dad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his dad's, and there was a piece in there, and he was really fond of that piece, and so he showed me a photo, and I was like, let's see what I can do, and was able to.
yeah. Well, he's
that.
it's hanging in his garage right
that.
now.
I
That's his
love
little
that.
man cave,
Yeah.
and he's very, very proud of that. And
Yeah.
when I told him that you were my guest tonight, he couldn't show me fast enough.
Yeah.
So I just think, man, that being an artist, you're talking to, so you got to keep in mind who you're talking to here. You're talking to a guy that can't draw a straight line with a ruler. So, I mean, I'm naturally fascinated with the fact that you can do what you do, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it was natural for you.
It was, yeah. I didn't take any class. It was just something I could always draw. I could always find myself doing that, drawing and sketching and stuff since I was a kid.
Man, that's a gift.
Yeah, it's definitely a gift.
Yeah, that's a gift because I mean, like I said, dude, if somebody asks me to draw something, they're gonna be very unhappy. I'm telling them in advance, man. You might not want to talk to me about drawing anything. I can't. That's not my area. But let me ask you this: this passion you have for drawing, where did that come from, man?
I don't know exactly where. I know that my uncle, and my mom, that told me that my grandmother, who I was really close to, was a good artist.
Oh,
she
okay.
passed away when I was 6 years old, but I was really close to her. But they said that she was a good artist. And so, I know that the gifts they move down through the bloodline, and they move down through our ancestors. Things are just passed down. Things are just working through us, and so I'm assuming that's where it came from, and I'm sure somewhere else along the line there were some more artists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like I say, hats off to you, man, because boy, I was starved to death trying to be. I can't draw anything. I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, but I'm honest too about things that I'm not good at. It's always easier to talk about things that you're good at versus things you're not.
Right.
And I mean, I just appreciate the fact that you was honest enough to say, no, man, because a lot of people that do the work that you do, they usually got some titles behind them. Or, I finished.
No.
I got my master's at this art institute or whatever.
No, not me. And I have much respect for people's process and their journey and how they got to wherever they get to, but that wasn't had anything to do with mine.
That's fair enough.
It was something that I reconnected with after, because after we shut the gym down, there was some depression that came with that, because I really enjoyed the gym, man. It was a passion of mine working with people and training. And so after the gym shut down, I'm working on, I was actually dating a lady out of Omaha, and she was a program director for the Love Jazz Art Center. And she's the one who made the initial investment in some of my art, man, buying canvases for me, buying some paintbrushes and stuff for me, and encouraged me. Checked out some galleries and studios, because art wasn't something that I had done for years. It was something I'd done as a child. And then I left it alone. And tucked it away and just left it alone. And once I reconnected with that, then opportunities start to open up and start to, and I feel like, okay, once I made that connection back to the art, I knew that this is who I am. I'm an artist, had no doubts about it.
Well, look, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back. And I want to talk to you about some more stuff, man. So don't y'all go anywhere. This is 93.7. The ticket is to get you happy on out. We'll be right back.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time, which is why every hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken finger meal we serve is made just for you.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m., and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks, and grab one of their famous taco boxes for a group of friends or coworkers to enjoy, full of birria tacos and many other options. Don't forget their great desserts like tres leches, flan, and cheesecake. Get to Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock in Lincoln.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Man, Bob, what's going on over there, man? Anybody checking out the show?
Yes, we got Brett off of YouTube saying, "What's good, Big Bro and Javon?"
What? Man, that's my little brother. He's down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, I'm really proud of you, man. And stay away from dropping stuff on your feet, man. You know, you don't need to be going to the ER. You just got a new job, so I need you to make it. But big shout out to everybody that's just tuned in, man. I just want everybody to know that I never take anybody's time for granted because I know how valuable time is. Javon, before we went to the break, you had mentioned something about depression.
Right.
Can you go into details on what that's about?
Yeah. Just during that time, like I said, you know, I really loved the gym and I loved all the clients and people that came through there.
Okay.
And so once that chapter ended, there's some depression came with that too, you know, and just realizing like that chapter was over and it was time to head in a new direction. But yeah, just working through that and think the art is what helped me work through just creating and being able to channel that energy into something, you know, create something from nothing. So with the art, being able to make something that was in my mind and in my heart, in my mind's eye, and it make that something that everyone can see and to share with people. So that working through that and creating, it helped pull myself out of that, man, and you know, reestablish and get my footing back, you know.
So when you say you worked your way out of it, you basically had to almost like reinvent yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Had to reinvent. And, you know, and that's been a theme throughout my life. Like I understand that with each chapter and there's been different versions of all of us, you know.
Right.
Through the chapters once I was this, and, you know, and 10 years from now, there'll be another version of me. And this version will be, it'll be a new, you know, just the growth. I think the growth.
Well, I would like for you to share, first of all, if someone wanted to reach out to you, to have some work done.
Right.
How could they reach you?
Right now, probably the best way is social media. Just Javon Woods, on either Facebook or Javon Woods on Instagram. My
Okay.
website is currently being updated, and so
Okay.
typically would be through the website. But
Okay, so they can reach out to you on social media. You will get back with
I'll
them.
get back with them for sure.
Okay, can you share with us some of the stuff that you got going on now?
Right now, man, I just finished a good friend of mine, artist in Omaha, named Miss Celeste Butler. She had an exhibit at the Union, contemporary art, and she had an artist Q&A. So I got an opportunity to interview her, sit down and interview her.
Okay.
And so that was a good experience, man. It was a beautiful night. That, and then just working on some projects right now, man. Some personal work, and then trying to finish up some commission work too.
I don't have a clue what the dedication part looks like, but I know that it's a skill that you have to have in order to do what you do. God, man, I'm just amazed at the fact that you can take a blank canvas, and turn it into something really.
It's you start out one way, and I tell people that the process, and it's like, well, you have an idea and you start it as a sketch, and it's something that for me, my process is I'll start out, and sometimes it takes its own route. It changes from the original idea into something else, and I allow it to do that. I say it doesn't have to be exactly how I see it in my mind. If it wants to go in a different direction, then let's go in that direction, without trying to control the art too much and let it flow. If it's something shows up and it's like, okay, this is what I wanted to do originally, but as I'm going, these other ideas are happening and it's going this direction, then let's let it flow.
I mean, to me, that's amazing because, see, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm like a routine type person.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I like kind of a structured routine just in my daily life.
Yeah.
And if I had to just, I don't know if this is the right term, but if I had to freestyle it, I don't like where it might go.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, man. And, sometimes it's really great, but it's just the process of it sometimes, man. Certain pieces they end up exactly how I see it. Some of them just don't, and I've learned to be okay with that.
Okay. Okay. So what's next for Javon, man?
What's next? Probably a cigar after I get done from here. What's next? I don't know, man. I'm here. I'm enjoying the day, and I'm enjoying my life right here today. So I try to stay present and grateful for the day, man. And tomorrow will be what it will be. You know what I mean?
Well, we was talking briefly before the show, and I really, that caught my attention when you said that, because a lot of times, I mean, and I don't want anyone to take this wrong, because this is not going to sound the way you would want it to sound, but it's okay to have ideas of a future.
Yeah.
But I like the concept of living in the moment.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you project too far out, you're assuming that everything's going to be all right.
Right.
Now, I think it's smart to have an idea.
Have a plan.
Yeah,
sure.
a plan of what you want to do.
Right.
I definitely co-sign that.
Yeah.
But you can't live like that plan. Let's say if that plan is for the next 5 years.
Right.
Well, I guess my challenge would be is, where's your guarantee that you're going to see that?
Right. That's the thing. It's like, have a plan for the future, but leave room for things to leave room and give yourself time to, or space to pivot. Because, you might have to pivot out of that. And if the plan's too rigid, you're going to be so focused on this plan or 5 years ahead that you're missing the present moment, which is the most important moments of our lives, of everybody, that like this moment that you and I have here. And we talked about that. Like, this is the only guaranteed moment that we have.
Yes.
Anything beyond this, we said, is potential. We can potentially make it out of here and show and make it back home, but that's just potential. Anything. So we live in this present moment. You know what I mean?
I agree with that, because to me, back to my not taking anything for granted.
Right.
I understand the value of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this a bunch of times, and I'll continue to say this. I want to do some things in the future, but I got to take care of the present in order to even be in position
Yeah.
if I'm blessed with the time.
That's it.
Yeah, and see, Father Time, man, that fella's undefeated.
Undefeated, man.
Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah.
He's really busy, and I get that. So I guess I like to call it a work in progress.
Yeah.
And I look at it from that perspective because I know how busy negativity is in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my best to avoid it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to promote as much positivity as I can because another one of those personal things with me, I just feel like positivity needs to get more attention.
Absolutely. I totally agree, man. Like you and I talked about earlier, neither one of us really watched the news.
No, I can't.
But it's like you're not gonna. They're not promoting anything positive on there at all. It's all negative, and there's plenty of positive things to promote in the world.
Right,
But
and that's all I really want. Right?
Right.
I want to see positive get the same amount of airtime
Right.
as the negative.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand that, but I do, and a lot of it is my fault because I created a bunch of negativity with my decision making. So I'll take credit for that.
Right.
But just like I take credit for that, I also got to give myself credit for the last 16 years and counting of me trying to be positive.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, being positive is hard work.
It is. It's hard work.
It really is.
It
I mean, I've been accused of making it look easy.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing easy about it.
Right.
I mean, I have to consciously every single day get up and find reasons and make up reasons to be positive.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like the end result.
Yeah.
I like how I feel. I don't feel like stress is my friend.
Right.
So if I can laugh or make someone else laugh, to me, that's a win.
That's a win, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a win. So you say you got some projects in the works that you're working on.
Yeah.
You know, I just personally want to just say, man, you know, and I'm big on this. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I live in a world where when you're doing something that you love,
right,
and seems like to me, now this is just my opinion. I want to give people their flowers, so to say, while they're present.
Yes.
I don't, you know, I don't want to wait till after the fact and talk about how great Javon was.
Right.
You know, I want to talk about, man, I'm proud of you for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you could potentially do in the future. Because let's just be honest, man. We all know that when you do something really positive, it kind of goes under the radar.
It does at times, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
doesn't get as much attention as
right.
BS.
And that's exactly my point. That's why I said I'm just really, really proud of the fact that you had the ability to reach back to your childhood to find a passion. And see, when you're doing something you love, it's like you said, it's really not working.
It never feels like work.
Yeah, you know, you just like the minute you wake up, you're like, man, I get another opportunity.
Yeah. And we get to create. And so it's like we get to let that higher power work through us.
Right.
You know, that creative energy which created us gets to work through us and we get to create. We get to be creators of that. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a special gift you got, man. So I just want you to know, if no one else has told you lately, I'm telling you publicly, man, that I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I really am. And I'm thankful that you found time to come and be on the show, because there's people all over the world, man, with lots of different talents. And I just believe that you may have helped some people that was on the fence.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I really believe that. I mean, there might be some people out there that have an interest in art, but maybe their peers told them that wasn't smart or that was stupid or whatever.
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens. I had a teacher, I remember in school, junior high maybe, but they discouraged art as a career artist because it was like, no, you can't make a living. No one ever makes a living as an artist. I'm like, no, you didn't. You can't put that on everybody else.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
You don't
right.
need, and as particular teachers, you shouldn't discourage. You should let people dream as big as they want, you know.
Well, you know, sometimes and this is another Rickyism, I think people struggle with constructive thinking.
Yeah.
Or, you know, critical thinking, I should say. Critical thinking challenges you to look outside the box.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when you're like focused on just looking what's in the box, you can't see that, you know what, maybe this person actually can make it with art.
Right. And that's all it takes is some encouragement and someone to, it starts with their own belief in yourself, but it always helps when you have a tribe or a community of people that believe too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that belief and that sort of, it starts and ends with ourselves,
I agree with that. I mean, and encouragement doesn't cost anyone. It doesn't cost you to encourage someone.
Right.
And that, to me, I don't see why that's so difficult. But we're going to take one more quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to wrap this thing up. This is 93.7. The Ticket is to get you happy on hour. We'll be right back.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option: Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades and repair, If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we're back. Man, you got any shout outs? Javon, you want to give to anybody?
Shout out to the Most High for making this all possible, man, for bringing us here today and just giving us the opportunity, man, to sit and talk and inspire and just share. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I respect that 100%. I also want to know, man, if there's some people out there, let's kind of do a hypothetical here. If there are people out there that inspire to be an artist,
right?
What advice would you give to them?
Just to believe in yourself. I think that's the first, and don't compare your work. Just don't compare and don't listen to anybody outside. You know, if that's something that you want to do, you know, go all in with it. You know, go all in and see what happens. You know,
I think that's smart because I'm pretty sure, I think you had mentioned it earlier too, there's going to be naysayers.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think that's important for people to understand, and not necessarily just the artist, just whatever it is you want to be.
Right.
You know, when someone tells you what you want to be is stupid.
Right.
I don't recommend that you listen to them.
No, that's just a projection.
Yeah. And I want to know where they got that crystal ball from,
right?
So that I can go see if I can get me one where I can predict the future of somebody else's life.
Yeah.
I can't predict my own future, but I can predict someone else. I just don't agree with that. So I really respect the fact that you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself is really important.
It's important, and then to surround yourself with other people who believe in you too.
Correct.
You know, that people that really see you and people that really hear you. You know, it's important to surround, and then stay away from folks that just don't. You know, don't spend a lot of time trying to convince people of what you want to do. The people that see it and they hear it, surround yourself with those people. You know what I mean?
You know, I just what just came across my mind when you was talking this. Man, quit trying to explain yourself to other people who already got their mind made up on how they feel about you.
Right. Right. It's a waste of time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like working backwards.
Right.
You know, I mean, if a person already doesn't believe in you,
right?
I'm just using this for an example, but then you go to that person for advice,
right?
And then you have actually share what your thoughts are or your ideas on what you would love to do,
right?
And all of a sudden, their response, instead of being, "Man, I think you could do that. I think that'd be great," man, their response is like, "Man, that's dumb.
Right?
That ain't gonna work. Man, who else you know done that?"
Right.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that do things that has never been done.
Right. It takes courage. It takes a little courage and belief in yourself. You know what I mean? And staying away from the folks. Because most times the people who are criticizing like that, they came up short from what they wanted to do.
Right.
And so now they don't want to. They don't think it's possible. So they want to try to push that sort of belief on you. And so you just got to stay away from those folks, man.
See, and that's where getting your happy on comes in to me. Because when people tell me what I can't do, I get inspired.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you don't know what I can and can't do. You know, and matter of fact, you might want to try to figure out what you're doing.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I mean, I got a lot of Rickyisms. Here's another one. If you see me and a bear in a fight, you pour honey on me and help that bear. Okay? I'm going to do what I'm doing. I'm going to do what I do. You know what I mean? And this is not like a debate.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't believe in me, then just give me another Rickyism.
Yeah.
Give me 50 feet.
Yeah.
And if you give me 50, I'll give you 100. Yeah. And you can think whatever you want to think. I'm going to think what I want to think. Let's just do it way apart from each other.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that's the encouragement that I think everyone should at least take a look at. I mean, the minute someone tells you what you can't do, I think that you need to give them a serious look.
Yeah.
like, you know what, man, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
You know, and separate.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like someone telling us what we can or cannot do. It's like half the time we as individuals pursue anything, we are not sure of what we can do.
Right.
Until we pursue it, until we're like, well, I didn't realize I could do that. I didn't
Right.
realize I could take it there. You know, so for someone else to come along and tell me what I can't do, nonsense.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, it's a waste of time. But you know, like I said, I get a little, I get very interested in when people say stuff like that because I don't necessarily know if this is accurate, but they come off as a hater to me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, now I might be wrong on
Right.
that one, but it's like, dude, even if you don't like my idea,
Right.
why would you try to squash it?
Right.
How does that benefit you by squashing my potential dream?
Right.
And see, I've never understood that.
I've never understood it. And people that we can't share our dreams and stuff with that are never encouraged. You know, you gotta stay away from. That's a clear sign. If someone
Right.
you call a friend and you share. Me and my brother talked about this. It was like you share good news with someone and they're happy for you, and you share bad news and they're happy for you too. But there's some people who will only be happy when you're sharing bad news when something's going bad. So I think I told you so. Told you couldn't do that. But you share something happy with them and they want to brush it off and change the subject and let me talk about me now. I'm not really trying to get into that, you know.
And you know what? I think it takes common sense to figure these things out. This ain't rocket science.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, sometimes we make it difficult, but it's really not that
It's
difficult.
not. It's just honest. It's being honest with ourselves and being honest about our relationships and the people's in our lives.
I think self-talk is very important. And I'm going to speak for myself on that one. I talk positive to Ricky, you know, and I do that because if I'm waiting on someone else to talk positive into my life, I think I'll be waiting a lot longer than if I would just do it myself.
You're right.
Yeah.
I love that because it's like, ultimately, that's our response. Like, no one else is responsible for lifting me up. No one else is responsible for keeping me going every day. That's me, you know, and as long as if it starts with me and I surround myself with people who also believe in me and who also believe in, and we have a tribe of people who do that. And we kind of keep each other accountable and we lift each other up, you know. It's a tribe of people because it takes a village. It takes a bunch of people.
It really does.
You know, because none of us are here or got to where we're at anywhere in life alone.
I totally agree with that. Again, man, I want to thank you before I forget and run out of time. I want to thank you for coming, you know, and being on the show. I really appreciate your perspective because sometimes we need to hear positive things. And I'm going to speak for myself. I love being positive. I work really hard at being positive, but it really encourages me to hear others be positive, to let me know that, you know what, I ain't far off on this deal.
No, man, you got it, man. Every time I see you, Ricky, it's the same. Energy. It's just the energy you give off, and it's consistent every time I see you, man.
I mean, well, I'm going to use another Rickyism to that one. My quit button broke.
Yeah, there we go.
I can't quit. I don't know. I love to be happy, man. And that is not an act.
Right.
You know, it's genuine because I just feel better when I'm happy, man. And it's hard work. I'm not going to try to downplay that.
Right.
It is really hard work to be happy all the time because, you know, if you don't do it from within, I don't like your chances of someone coming along at the right time to pick you up.
No, because even if the work's not done within first, anyone coming along, we won't even recognize it as help or being positive. We'll dismiss it, or we won't be able to receive it because we haven't done the work within first. It starts with us, and we have to open ourselves up in order to receive that. And back to what you said, like being positive doesn't mean because you're positive each day you choose to be positive. Doesn't mean that everything's perfect.
Oh, absolutely
It just means
not.
that this is my response because I get to choose my response, and so I can choose my response to anything in this world,
right?
Whether I choose to respond or not, but I can choose how. And if you choose to respond in a positive way and look at it like, okay, this is what happened, and this is my response to it.
Yep.
I love that.
Well, if you got a mirror in your house, take a look at that thing and just say, hey, man, you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
You know, give yourself some credit. I got to ask my final question, man. We done talked about a lot of stuff today, but my final question is the same every week.
Yeah.
When Javon Wood gets some free time, man, how does Javon get his happy on?
Man, a cigar, man. grab a cigar and burn it down, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, thanks again for being on the show, and thanks everybody for tuning in. I wrap my show up the same way every week, and this week ain't no different. Every day you blessed to say it's just another day in paradise, and no matter what, you gotta get your happy on. Down. We'll see y'all next Sunday.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs.